Hello everyone, my name is Sutar. Today date is 1st November 2022. Today's video topic is constructors in Java. In a Java, constructor is a block of codes similar to the methods. The constructor is called when the instance of class is created. At the time of calling constructor, memory of an object is allocated in the heap memory. It is a special type of method which is used to initialize an object. When every time when an object is created using a new keyword, at least one constructor is called and created. Next, it calls default constructor if there is no constructor available in the class. In such a condition, compiler provides a default constructor. That constructor is called as default constructor. Now you see there are two types of constructor in Java. First one is no argument constructor, means default constructor, and second one is parameterized constructor. Now see first no argument constructor. A constructor is called a default. This constructor is also called as default constructor when doesn't have any parameter. The purpose of default constructor is used to provide default values to the object like 0, null, etc. Depending upon the type. Now see one example of a default constructor. Let us take a class of a student. In that we create an instance variable int id, a string name. We call them by one method that is public void display. In that system dot out print in that id plus name. Now in main class we can create object of student s1 is equal to new student and student s2 is equal to new student. And by calling them s1 dot display and s2 dot display. In this example, we can create a class not entering any constructor. As a compiler give default constructor. Now second type is parameterized constructor. A constructor which has a specific number of parameters. Then it is called as a parameterized constructor. The parameterized constructors used to provide different variables to the same class. Now we see example of parameterized constructor. First we create a class of student as name as class student4. In that we create an instance variable as a id is equal to int id string name. We create a constructor of class name like student4. In that we pass the value int I and string l. We initialize the value of id is equal to I and name is equal to n, and we can display by display method void display is equal to in that system dot println id. In the main class we can create an object like student4 is s1 is equal to new student and s2 is equal to student 4, s2 is equal to new student. By calling them like s1 dot display and s2 dot display. In our example, we can create a constructor as name as student4. Now you see there are some rules for creating constructor. Constructor name must be same as the class name, and second one constructor must have no explicit return type. A Java constructor cannot have static, final, and abstract. Thank you.